Hello friends, welcome back. Welcome to Carla's Kitchen. Today we're doing a quick and easy crock-pot dinner. It's going to be an entire meal all in one. And this is what you can do if you've got country style ribs on sale and you don't have a whole lot of time to cooking, but you want a nice complete meal. So I'm going to start by putting a little bit of apple juice into the crock-pot. I'm using a wider, more shallow crock-pot today. And I'm just putting a little bit down there in the bottom to add some flavor. I've got sauerkraut. Now I don't like the super tart taste, so I've already rinsed and drained my sauerkraut. I've got country ribs as stated. I sliced up about half of an apple. Use whatever kind you like. I've got Honeycrisp here because I like the sweetness of it. I've got an entire white onion sliced thinly, julienne style. Cracked ground pepper, Cajun seasoning, caraway seeds, bay leaf, as well as dark and light brown sugar. Sorry, word was escaping me there. Okay, so we've got a little bit of juice in the crock pot already so that the sauerkraut doesn't stick. I'm going to go ahead and add the sauerkraut in next. Spread that around a little bit. Kind of making a bed here for the ribs. Okay. And I didn't completely press all the juice out of it. I just rinsed it and let it drain in the sink for a little bit. So it's okay if there's a little bit of liquid still in there, but most of the super tart taste is going to be gone at this stage. I'm just trying to get the rest of the sauerkraut off my hand. And next I'm going to go in and season the sauerkraut before I actually add in the apples and onions. I'm going to go around with some cracked black pepper. A little bit of Cajun seasoning. Caraway seeds. Just a bit. And then I'm going to save the bay leaf for the end. Next I'm going in with some dark brown sugar. And you can, if you just have light on hand, just use light. I like to mix it up a little bit as I go in. And oh, there's a big chunk. I'm going to grab that and break that down a little bit more with my hand in just a moment. I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle the rest here. A couple spoonfuls. And if you have any large chunks, just spread those around a bit. And then I'm going to go in with the light brown sugar. It's a little sticky, so if you find it easier to sprinkle by hand, do that. Basically, we're adding a little sweet to the savory. And if you like the taste of sauerkraut, then maybe you don't need to offset with quite as much sugar. Next, I'm going to go in with my onion and just separate those slices and sprinkle them about. Now we're adding some savory dimension to the dish. As well as onions put out a lot of liquid when they cook, so this will help with moisture as well. Just want to separate them a little bit, so that's too big of a chunk all in one spot. Okay. Got a pretty good layer of onion laid out here. And then I'm going to go in with apple slices and place those around. And again, this is offsetting. It's not going to be an overly sweet dish. I know it may look like it at this point, but we're doing a pretty good balance of sweet and savory. So it's not going to be like a dessert at all. This will be a main course meal that you can make at home. And the apples are going to add not only flavor, they're very thinly sliced. They're also going to add just a little bit of moisture as well. An apple always pairs well with pork. There we go, that's all the apples, and I saved a little bit of the onions for the end. The last thing I'm going to do is go ahead and season one side of my country style ribs. I like the Cajun seasoning. If you've watched any of my videos, you've picked up on that. You don't have to use Cajun seasoning, you can use the seasoned salt, just plain salt and pepper. If you've got a barbecue rub that you like, you can throw that on there. I'm just rubbing it in a little bit so the seasoning will stick. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the ribs into Crockpot. And we're going to season again. Some gigantic ribs here. It's okay if they're touching, you just don't want them stacked up on each other. That's why I used the wider mouth Crockpot that I have here. And it looks like we are going to have a tight squeeze. Go ahead and season the side that's facing up. So we've got 2 of the sides seasoned. If you like, you can go ahead and season all sides of the meat. Completely your preference. These look like giant slices of bacon, don't they? But there is seasoning all throughout the bottom as well, so that's going to come up and help season the meat as we go. I've got this piece with a lot of fat, so I'm placing the fat side up against the edge here. You can spray your crock ahead of time if you're worried about things sticking. I'm not, so I didn't do that. Okay, so the meat is seasoned on 2 sides. I'm going to come in with the rest of my onion slices. Sprinkle those over the top. Again, it's moisture and flavor. Sprinkle them. I'm separating them so that they're not all in one big chunk. Over the top of the meat. There we go. A little slippery. And we're not looking for coverage, we just want to make sure they're spread out pretty evenly. There we go. I see some empty space over here I'm going to fill in. Okay, we've got pretty good coverage. I'm just going to put the rest in there. We're not going to waste any of that onion. And then lastly, I'm going to put about 2 whole bay leaves. Mine are broken up, so I'm putting pieces in there. On the top, we're going to put the lid on. If you've got 8 full hours, go at a low temperature. If you're having to do it in half a day, go ahead and use a high temperature. Hello friends, we're back at Carla's Kitchen and just showing you what the finished product looks like with your country ribs, kraut, apples and onions, and the Crockpot. Serving suggestions, you can either serve with like whole roasted potatoes over a mashed potato, buttered noodles, or mac and cheese on the side if you like. Really anything little starchy on the side goes well with it, and it's just a complete one dish meal other than, you know, like I said, the mashed or the noodles or something like that. So do give it a try. Let me know how it goes for you. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.